And welcome to Anambra Broadcasting Service, the ABS. On Anambra Good Morning Show, talking about Good Morning Anambra. My name is Ajuluchuku Okabwe. I hope you had a lovely, beautiful morning. Today is Thursday, the 27th day of March, 2025. And on the studio this morning, we shall be discussing about what your taxes are for on the Good Morning program this morning. And my guests in the studio are Ayo Omowu, and a senior program officer, Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center. That's talking about CISLAC. And then we have Ugochi Ehi Arike, Executive Director, Social and Integral Development Center, SIDEC. These are the lady and the gentleman that we have that will be telling us more about the taxes that is out there that we pay as citizens of this country. And quickly, before I go in, let me just give you a little bit before my guests will introduce themselves. I'm sure we all know what taxes are because these are two things that are basic in life. Every day that you see, you definitely know that the futures of the government legacies that you see, the things that you enjoy are based on the taxes that you pay. And these are civil responsibilities of every citizen and every organization. Well, you guys are welcome to ABS this morning.
All right, thank you very much, Ajuluchuku, for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ayo. Let me begin with Ugochi first. Ladies first, as a gentleman, even though I know I'm far from being perfect.
I know.
Ugochi, please, can you just guide us and tell us what, to a layman out there, what taxes is and then the benefits of paying taxes before we now get to Ayo this morning?
All right, so as you all know, as a layman, from the demand and supply side, so tax are civic responsibility, tax are money also generated from the citizens to improve service delivery across social sectors such as health, agriculture, education, infrastructural facilities, and also social security and well-being of individuals. So for me, tax is a civic responsibility.
Yeah, thank you so much. Ayo, can you add up to that? Even though I know that the Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center has a lot to do in that regard, but just give us a little bit on what you feel or what your organization feels the tax responsibility is to citizens and corporate societies out there.
Thank you so much. For the government, tax is very important because that is where they're able to generate their funds to be able to provide services for the populace. And it's to interest you to know that most of the public are not aware on payments of taxes, and they're not even aware on the importance of tax payments. So it is important for us to create this sensitization, both for the public and also for the government, to ensure that taxes that are being paid are being utilized for the betterment of the society. So let me drop it there for now. Thank you.
Yeah, talking about advocacy center, as in your Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center, part of your job is creating awareness and then making sure that these taxes are being paid. Do you go as far as monitoring government transparency and then the civil society on if these monies are actually being used for what they are meant to be used for?
Yes, we go as far as that to engage with legislators and also all arms that has to do with collection of taxes, both at the federal and state level, talking about the Federal Inland Revenue Services and state Inland Revenue Services. Sometimes, where we see budgets of the taxes collected and we don't get to see the justification of the amounts collected and the project implemented. So we are encouraging for accountability in collection of these taxes. In our work, we've also identified multiplicity of collection of taxes, and it is overburdening the traders. And you see that even the government are losing more because these monies that are being collected are going into leak holes, leak purses, leak pockets. And we feel if government harmonize these taxes, it will help them to get more money. For example, take Anambra State recently, from last 2 years till now, because of the harmonization and the application of collecting of taxes, they've been able to get more money compared to what was generated in the last few years. And we also feel that it is important also for taxpayers to also understand their demand. They have that right to demand to hold the government accountable for all the social amenities that is needed, both from the market level. Some markets you go, they don't have good sanitary place where the women they can use. Breastfeeding mothers, they don't have a place where they can also use to take care of their children. And you see so many atrocities going around the market. So we are campaigning that government should sit up to their responsibilities in utilizing these taxes collected, and also for traders to understand the reason why they need to pay tax. Because if you pay more tax, you will get more services from the government. Thank you.
Well, thank you. That's good to know. If you pay more tax, you definitely get this, the services from the government. And now, talking about the Social Integral Development Center, talking about the job, the nomenclature of what you people do. If I may understand, you tend to create an awareness, Ugochi, on the need to pay tax. Do you go as far as even making the citizens know what those monies they are paying, taxes and the levies, should they hold the government accountable for what they are paying? Now, take for instance, in a school environment, the school doesn't have a proper waste disposal unit. And I'm sure there's no school, be it private, that doesn't pay taxes to the government. But you find out that there's a refuse dump just by the side of the school, and that's not good enough for the pupils and the students in that school. Is it the right of the management of the school to now say, government, please remove this refuse dump, and it's not good enough just because they're paying tax? Please, how do you integrate this into the development of our environment?
Yeah, thank you very much. That's why today we have our public policy dialogue that we are starting today, and we are also inviting the Ministry of Environment Commissioner because of some of the such findings. In fact, findings ranging from the market, the school, healthcare services and facilities across the state. In fact, based on that, we felt that there is a line between tax payment of tax and environmental security, environmental protections, and cleanliness in our environment, because environment is our heritage. We also believe that also a thin line between payment of tax, industries, and market. We also see the connection between payment of tax and what happens at the House of Assembly that informs policies and programs and policy direction of the state. So going by what you said, yes, when we ask or advocate that people should hold government to account, it's not just calling government to come and remove this waste bin. We go as far as engaging these schools, traders, markets, communities to develop what we call charters of demand. Charters of demand, market charters of demand, like we have in this our document. We've engaged 21 markets in this document, and we were able to develop, as a result of this our intervention, we're able to develop what we call charters of demand. In that charters of demand, they were able to come up with what they need. So here are their needs, specific needs. For instance, you look at Afibe markets, we have it in Dunukovia. They were demanding for drainage and road facility inside and across the market. Solar lights and also transformer. They also demanded for potable water. So these are the kind of things. It's not just to remove the dust. We make it to be more informed, because for us, charters of demand are engagement tools through which sectors, institutions can use to demand for accountability, to demand for service delivery by the relevant or with the relevant MDAs. That's what we've done. Beyond that, we also go as far as doing what we call budget pull-out. Because we sit where we formulate state budgets. And we're sitting there, we make sure that the needs of such sectors reflect in MDA's budget before approval by the state, before it becomes a law. So it immediately becomes a law. What we normally do is to do what we call budget pull-out. When we do our budget pull-out.
How long does that take before it becomes law? Because if you need critical infrastructure, in the market, does it needs expedient budget approval in order for those things to be. So now, how soon does that?
So why we want it? Because, you know, we want to address issue of out-of-pocket expenditure.
Okay.
Things that are not budgeted.
Yeah.
When something is budgeted, is already a law.
Captured, yeah.
Is already, you know, can now constructively engage. But this out-of-pocket expenditure, yes, what you are saying is being covered in their revenue generation. Some markets, some schools, they generate revenue on their own. They used to address some of these immediate
issues,
and emerging issues. However, we are going beyond out-of-pocket expenditure. We want to make it a systemic issue, and that needs systemic process of addressing, so that even if at the expiration of this project, we will know this market, these schools, they know that it's ideal for them to demand for services in appropriate and a proper manner, making it in align with the budget cycle. You asked me, how long does it take?
Yeah.
Anambra State has a budget calendar. And so during April, May, June, they release what we call circular to different MDAs, to different communities and markets. So it's not expected that the leadership will now mobilize their people, develop what they call charters of demand. The templates is already out, and they have a desk officer, the Ministry of Economic Budget and Planning. They have a desk officer where you go and submit. Then it's expected that the desk officer and the commissioner will now rechannel them to the proper ministries. Then when we now sit to look at the state budget, we are expecting to see needs from individual schools, and thereby you can also, as a commissioner, develop a memo that is justiciable, because the governor will ask you, what is the justification of this project or this intervention? So that's what we, as far the extent we've gone to ensure that people demand for services and they hold government accountable with respect to taxpayers' money. You see in Anambra, the Mr. Governor will tell you that your taxpayers' money is working for you. So to what extent are citizens aware? Now we are also in the market. On Tuesday, we were in Anambra North, Anambra South. We went to motor parks, and we did, in fact, we ended it with a rally to electronics parts. We were mobilizing people, sensitizing people. In fact, there and there, we were able to develop charters of needs of the people that will reflect in 2026 budget. Tomorrow we'll be in Anambra North, and we are going to station in a main market. From main market, we get to relief market. It's just to see how do we do what we call mass mobilization. How do we get people to know that you don't need to pay cash? How do we get people to understand the policy reforms that is already ongoing with respect to taxation? How do we get our people to stop paying to Ndiakodo? These are the things we are doing.
Okay, that's very, very interesting. Now, talking about this tax and then bringing CISLAC into the equation of it based on the budget advocacy and legislative advocacy that CISLAC is involved in. Now, the issue of transparency, there's this nomenclature of Nigeria being a very, very corrupt entity when money is involved. What happens when these monies that have been earmarked for certain projects and are not getting those projects? You know, people are not seeing the project. What happens? Do people get punished? Are there jail terms when money go under and then the project or the job were not executed? Because CISLAC should stand for some form of transparency. And Ayo, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, so thank you very much. For CISLAC, we've been doing a lot on that, because if you go to our social media handles, you also see some of the work we've been doing. As it concerns transparency and accountability in budgeting, we are engaging with the duty bearers for them to see the need to implement this budget. And for some of the individuals, the high-profile individuals that feel that they have the government or they have some godfatherism to help them to embezzle or speak with them. So we are also engaging with the EFCC and ICPC for them to, you know, stand up to their duties. And for some recent cases, we've been able to see that we are advocating the independence of the judiciary, because that is where our problem lies in Nigeria. Because we feel that the judiciary, they are pocketed, because they cannot, even if somebody is being arrested or being alleged of anti-money laundering, you see the persons, you see them smiling on the streets, even when the judiciary give them ban not to travel, but you still see them taking selfie in Dubai. So we just feel what is happening in our country. But we will not give up in this fight, because we want a better Nigeria. And we know that Nigeria will be great again. Let me digress a little. For the Tax Justice and Governance platform, we have them within the 6 geopolitical zone in 19 states. And we have been trying to see how we can do what is called tax education. We also build their capacity, sensitize them to engage in a manner that doesn't need to call for crisis or protest. We educate them for them to demand for their rights and also for the rights of the citizenry. So for the ongoing tax reform, we have engaged with the House of the National Assembly, the House of Representatives, and at the Senate chambers, where we submitted our memo, what we want to see in that bill that was sent to the National Assembly. So we are advocating that tax should be fair. Taxes should be fair. And also, there should be harmonization and digitalization of tax payments. When I mean digitalization of tax payments, you don't need people to come and harass you on the street.
You see 10 tax force people will come to one shop and then be
locking
the shop, packing your goods, and exposing you to theft and, all manner of things.
We have some sad scenarios where you see a pregnant woman, they're just selling okra on the bare floor. You see these dogs packing the okra and the pepper. How much is that okra? They will ask her to pay money for space, money for cleaning the place, money for local government, money for state government, money for the chairman of the market. So how much will she derive from that okra and pepper that she's selling? So we feel that there is need for digitalization of this tax payment. If government knows that they are serious in this business, and for Anambra State and Cross River State, which with our advocacy and involvement and engagement with the governor, they now have digitalization of tax payments. Now they are making more money. For Cross River State, as at last year, within the period of April, they were generating about 50 million. But from July till December, they generate 500 million. 500 million. So we feel that government, that's just a state. So imagine when we have the taxing state, including FCT, have a digitalized system of tax payment. It will encourage the people to even pay this tax, because nobody will come and harass you in your shop, nobody will jack your shirt, nobody will seize your goods. You, at your comfort zone, you just take your phone, you pay your taxes, and the government makes more money. So we are encouraging the government to also support in tax education, even at the primary school and secondary school level, and also to curb these illicit financial flows of tax evasion. You see where people are being given tax waivers. Yeah. Some high-profile dignitaries, they don't pay taxes. They ask them to construct road or build pipe, build water.
Borehole and the rest of it.
They should pay their taxes. They should pay their taxes. When they pay their taxes, then governments will know the right thing to do with those monies.
Now, Ayo, I think there was a conference that I was opportune to have been part of, and it was centered about taxes. And the theme of that taxes was that most Nigerians don't pay taxes. That if countries like US, Switzerland, Britain can survive with just taxes, how much more the businesses? When you go to CAC and see the number of businesses that are registered,
you'll be shocked.
And you'll be surprised that with all these businesses operational, more than 80% of them operational, then where are the money? Where is the tax money going? So does it mean that even the so-called internet that you're talking about, using the electronic means, is not even making Nigerians even earn more, as in making Nigeria earn more from the tax? Exactly, from the tax poolness.
So why Nigerians are not, some are not tax compliant is because they are not motivated with what they've paid. You know, when we are carrying out our tax education, we tell people, pay your taxes. When you pay taxes, government will build you road, government will provide lights, government will provide security, government will do well. But they will tell you, pump and play. Where is security in Nigeria?
Where is the power?
Where is the power? And you know this power is very germane for businesses to strive.
Yeah.
Because it will make this business to be sustainable. You understand? And for their arguments, it's right because we live in the same country, we go to the same market, we worship in the same centers.
Yeah.
So we feel for the citizen to be compliant, the government need to sit up and do more. It's not just about building roads. We need to see industries where people will create, there will be more employment, people will be able to, have a source of living, source of income, and with all those things, it will encourage people to pay their taxes. Some of the governors now that we are even advocating for, it's not by building airports, building roads, that is Nigerian problem. No, it's not so. I just arrived yesterday through Asaba, just about 1 hour. So I don't think why some other states just want to build airports where there's an airport close to your state.
Less than 30 minutes drive.
Less than 30 minutes drive. So, but if you channel that money, if you check the amount in constructing an airport or road, you see that we can build, a state can acquire 2 industries that will employ over 10,000 workers. And it also creates more trade in the state and outside the state, and it also leads to exports. So we need to create more industries, build more facilities that will create employment. So when people are employed, they will feel the need to pay their taxes, and government should also do more in service delivery.
Thank you so much. Ugochi, that's over to you now. Still talking about the integral and the development aspect of it. Nigeria seems to have a whole lot of development on paper, but nothing is on ground. And most times you hear people talk about what works in Nigeria is lack of implementation of these policies that we have. So who do we hold accountable in this aspect of what your organization, talking about the Social Integral Development Center, who do we hold accountable? Because we need to make things actually work in this country. As minute as the obeying of traffic lights, most Nigerians just, take it as if it's okay. So where does this reorientation begin?
It's from the grassroots. We need to start from the grassroots. For instance, we talk about electoral reforms. Electoral reforms at the market level, electoral reforms at the local government level, House of Assembly, executives, national. But we need to start, if you talk about reorientation, we need to start from the grassroots. Because if we are able to couch those people at the grassroots, because we have the number. For some of us at the grassroots, that's where we the number.
Having the number might not necessarily be an issue. What of
literacy
level?
People that are informed. If you mobilize people that are informed, when you get them at the grassroots, they are informed. They will begin to demand for accountability. They will begin to demand for implementations of policies and programs. But whereby you are not informed, you cannot demand for accountability.
You're right.
For instance, some of my kids, village people, they went to the speaker 2 days ago. They were all male. They just went there to present and also demand for the local government. When I looked at them, I said, why? Where are our women? Because I'm informed, and I know that we need to be gender balance. Take, for instance, leadership of major markets in Anambra State. They are all men. Where are women? Does it mean that women doesn't have something to contribute or bring to the table? So, but we are talking about reorientation, right? Implementation of policies.
Yeah, because we have the policies, but then nobody seems to be adhering to anything.
On Abuja Declaration, we have policies on 35% affirmative action. Yes, our local government election in Anambra State, one woman emerged as the mayor, the minister. We have those policies on ground still at the House of Assembly.
Ugochi, if the women don't come out to vote, you don't go and handpick them from their husbands' houses.
No,
they need to. They need to come out You understand? And show that they have the capacity to vote. You don't go pick somebody from their husband's house and then make them mayor or make them you don't, and make them governor, whatever. They need to be in line and decide that this is what we want to do, and then go about it. Then you see the support to come from wherever. But
let me add my voice to Ogochi. You say we encounter so many gender imbalance and gender equity. You see, women are sometimes marginalized. You understand?
No doubt about that.
So and sometimes they are not even given that space to express their feelings and to also express their demand and also to participate adequately. So sometimes they feel it's the men's world. So we feel it's right. We have women. Women are intelligent. They are good when it comes to dealings, business, organization, and making care of things as it may be. But there is need to allow more women into the space. Not just having them to come and vote. They should also be voted for. They should also be empowered to be voted for. So there should be sensitization program, there should be awareness, there should be at least capacity building for women that wants to go into leadership so that we can have more women there. So just look at the likes of women that we have. We have Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. She's doing well at World Trade level. So if we have more women on that trade, we know that yes, we will have women to represent us both home and abroad.
Ugochi, I'll be seeing your poster come maybe the next election because I definitely will. I want to see your poster for one political office. Definitely you have one vote from me already. But then, still talking about taxes and then the need for you to pay taxes. You saw on our screen there the laudable job our governor is doing with the taxes that you are paying. Taxes cut across every sphere of life. Take it from the educational aspect of it down to even the security aspect of it. Everything you see, the good life that you want, you need your taxes to go and work for you. But then in Nigeria, we still have this issue of people struggling to pay tax. Some say they pay the taxes, but they don't see the benefit of it. I, for example, I pay taxes, but at the same time, I'm still looking for the services of those taxes that I pay render. In my area not too long ago, Ayo, this is coming to you. We had challenge with lights. Vandals came and took things from our transformer, and I went personally to EEDC and I lodged a complaint. And they told me that, okay, no problem, that the complaint will be taken into. A week went, I went. They said they've written to Enugu that they are coming down to come and fix it. 2 weeks went. Until one of them now came and said, okay, what is the problem? I said, he has been seeing me coming here. I said, this is my challenge. He said, don't I think the better way is to go through looking for a contractor within NEPA, then they come and evaluate, and then they will give me bill. And sincerely speaking, I sent somebody that they came, evaluated it, and we contributed money, 1.85 million, and they fixed it. Now we have lights. Should that happen in the system where I pay for electricity bill exorbitantly?
Yeah, you see, just that the system we have, we need to put the right persons in this to head some of these agencies and parastatals. It is wrong because it is the duty of the ADC. When the transformer is faulty, it is...
Not even faulty, it was vandalized. They came and took the armored cable. Definitely, it won't be me that will go there. I don't know anything about it.
You are, because you are paying your
for
units,
services,
you are buying units,
I'm buying units.
So you are giving them that money. So those monies that people have been subscribing, 1,000, 2,000, 50,000, 100,000, those monies should make up for some parts in transformer that are being vandalized or being stolen. It is their responsibility to make it work and fix it so that, because you are paying them for those services. It's just like you are going to school, you are bringing your table, you are bringing your chalk to school to learn. It's wrong. These school premises, the school management should provide your comfort to learn. So they are supposed to make sure that whenever the transformer is being vandalized or armored cable is being stolen, they are supposed to replace it. Because if they are replacing it, if it costs them more, they will be able to ensure for more safety, so that people will not be able to steal their property, because it is government property. You're not supposed to be paying to repair government property.
Because when I told them that, they said that, do you expect EEDC to safeguard your transformer for you?
It is their
I said,
it's
okay.
their property.
I said, so what do you expect me to do? Do I pay for electricity and now go and pay security to safeguard the transformer? But at the end of it all, I'm talking about taxes. I pay taxes, and at the same time, I'm now paying a contractor to give me what I pay taxes for. So that is multi-taxation, and that is what Nigerians suffer. And then you see people find it so difficult to part with this their hard-earned money, all in the name of paying taxes, because they believe that what they are paying for, the services is not being rendered. Yeah. So I don't know what sensitization CISLAC would do or CDEC would do in order to begin to change the orientation of Nigerians so that we can definitely be paying tax. And these people, when they travel abroad, they pay taxes to the last dime without struggle because the system already works over there. But when it comes down here, they will not tell you that this is not my father's entity.
But I really want to point something out, right? In Anambra State, for instance, the IGR for 2024 was within the neighborhood of 48 billion, whereas Anambra State budget of 2025 is 606.1 billion. Check out the margin. You ask yourself, how do they intend to carry out those outlined projects across sectors, providing us with security? If you recall, in Anambra State, it was highly insecure as at last month. But if you check out the trend, you will see that there is a slight improvement with respect to security of life and properties. So I really want to also commend the governor for that improvement. They need to be consolidated. However, who are those vandalizing our own goods? We need to take government properties. We need to take ownership of it at first. We should also at some point be security. We need to also contribute because for me, security is also a collective responsibility. That is why I support the fight that the government is fighting all these, all the actors, stakeholders running for Soludo right now. I am very, very happy and I'm comfortable with the whole run and the whole chase because those people were the people causing trouble. Government will do something today, tomorrow you go and make sure that that thing doesn't serve the purpose of which that was there. So I'm not here to support or promote government, but I'm here to tell us that at some point, the citizens are not also getting it right. Our citizens, I don't even know at what point some of us, when Buhari said that Nigerian youths are lazy, I joined hands and voices to say that that man insulted us. But I want to tell you for free that to an extent, that man tried, he was just saying the right thing because you see our youth deviating. Instead of us to do something that will impact, when I'm talking about all these Yahoo people will say I should change the way I say, but that's the truth. Some people will sit down and all they think of 24 hours is how to defraud somebody or how to defraud a group of people. So that kind of cost they are incurring on citizens for me is man in humanity and needs to be addressed. This one, you don't need government to address this one now. It's for us to tell ourselves the truth. As a mother, what kind of children are you raising? As a father, what kind of society are you raising? Because the children we see today are the society of tomorrow. So we need to tell ourselves the truth. Because sometimes I feel some pain that look at us working so hard to bring the change you want to see. And at the end of the day, it will look as if that we are not doing anything. But someone will just come up tomorrow and buy flashy car, the society begin to hell, and I appreciate that person. They're making it look as if that we are not saying the
effort is not.
I'm telling you, the thing pains me sometimes.
Well, let it not pain you. At this juncture, let us call for a street walk and then get to feel the pulse of our street parliamentarians, because while we're here in the studio talking about taxes and the benefit of it, have you paid yours? I've paid my mine. I don't even need to. Before I get what is due to me, it has already been taken. And I see the benefit based on where I live, based on in Anambra State. But then, let's go for a short break. We'll come back and then we'll talk more, and then we'll now wrap up.
and all that, and then to help clean up the environment so that it will be very much conducive for the marketers and the people that came to buy goods.
With respect to what needs to be done, as in terms of utilizing tax funds, like if you look at the markets, as you earlier on said,
government demand people to pay their tax, which is very is right to pay our tax. But then when we don't understand what is used for and how we benefit from the tax or taxes we pay to government, that's where you find it hard to people complying, So I can't really say this is what I think the tax I pay for, the areas of uses that apply it. It's up to government to tell us. We understand they have a whole lot of work to do: security, providing basic amenities, infrastructure, healthcare, education, food, and so on and so forth. But then it's up to government to explain to us.
Without being told, you know that a lot of things, you know that this, look at the road, look at the electricity, amenities, you see, go up there, you see water, pipe or water that forget to see. It's not running. A lot of things, and some schools, free education, now is from school. Is it not the governor, is it not the avenue that we are getting? Yeah, you see, is this from his pocket? Is that things that is got, that is used to do all these things everywhere? Anambra lands, facts, small London or London indeed. Huh?
Well, I think the tax I'm paying, I'm a civil servant. I think the tax I pay, I think I see it on the roads. The roads are, Soludo is really trying on roads, like the vast, massive road construction going on. And the one even leading from Anambra to Aniocha local government, which is my local government, to Ekulobia. That one passed my village. It's going to my village. So I think the taxpayers' monies are on work.
I think the tax I pay is used for, one, to pay the civil servants, repair roads, build hospitals, build schools, and give us good things in the state. So I appreciate it, and that is what the tax is meant for.
I think the taxes with Anambra state government are used for development within the states. Like, as you can see, there are lots of developments springing up in different areas of the state, like look at Aroma, the flyover at Aroma, Eplobia, and so many other parts of Anambra. So I think the government are putting the taxes into good use, actually, and it's evident everywhere. So.
We've heard it from our parliamentarians there on the street. These are Anambra, feeling the pulse of what the taxes they've been paying and the good work the governor is doing. Let it not be as if tax, we are talking about the advocacy for tax payment and what the tax is being done. And then we've seen people here telling us, just based on their own understanding, the benefit of tax paying. But then let's get to the studio here and get to know the benefit of this tax that we've already seen. Let me begin with Ugochi. Ugochi, the taxes that Anambra are paying, how good are we seeing its impact in Anambra?
All right, yes, let me go back to the markets, major markets, taking for instance, main markets, Onisha. Yeah, because last year we were able to come up with what we call charters of demand, market charters of demand. That market charters of demand, one of their demands, around roads was New Market Bida Road. It will shock you to know that that Bida Road is under construction right now. That was the demand they made last year. They also made another demand around fire truck, because if you recall, over the years, between the first week of the year, of January, there is always this fire outbreak in Onisha main market or some markets in Onisha there. But they also demanded for fire truck. And right now, the governor also gave them that fire truck to address all fire-related incidents in the markets. And also, they also made also demands such as fire extinguisher. And they also got that fire extinguisher such as relief, about the main market relief. They also got those fire extinguisher and CCTV camera. Because if you recall, in that Obarume market, the market we call relief market, for years, you can't even walk freely there with your gadgets with you and come back from that market with those gadgets. But right now, nothing of such can happen. So the security in that market now, the security measures now is top notch. So it's something also is commendable. And this issue of people paying tax that are not doing business more than 100,000, the governor gave them waiver. I also remember of a market in Ibuku where people don't even pay at all. But then again, it has its own side effect because their waste management is now challenging for them because they don't contribute anything because governor came for campaign and they demanded for that. So these are developmental programs. Road network, governor is already on it right now. In Nnewi last year, we also demanded that governor should do a road for them to at least celebrate and appreciate traders in Nnewi. And today, governor has flagged up a road, that White House Road, connecting building materials, connecting F-line, connecting motor parts. So governors are flagged up that one. So these are just a few things he has done based on the campaign and the agitation, because I remember one of the days after our advocacy visit, I shared some of our findings with the commissioner demanding for road. But our commissioner for budget and economic planning was like, Gucci, what else do you want this man to do? Has he not done enough? I said, no. Oliver Twist will always want more, So now that Mr. Governor is paying attention to the traders, to the office of SPAD, Special Advisor to the Governor on Market, the market people will always want more. And I know, we are dealing with people, I do not say they are not formal or do not go to school, but because of the pressure, because of the distraction from their businesses, right? Government should also find a way of making these services available to them in their market, not just sitting to expect them to come with their demand. Because if you expect them to come with their demand, they might not really come with it because they are busy. So government should also find a way of going back to them to ask them, what do you want and how can we do it? Because I know I have a person I've called them severally. Bring your demands, bring it, no matter how minute, low-hanging fruits. Government want to do something. If we don't go to them to take those demands, they will never submit it. So government should also find a way. They are doing more, they need to do more, but you need to strategize by going to them.
Now, let me get to you, Ayo. Just two quick questions. Challenges. We want to talk about challenges. What is the challenges CISLAC is facing in your advocacy? Then secondly, we want to see where those taxes are actually being put to work so that people get to know the benefit of paying taxes. Quickly.
Thank you very much. The challenges CISLAC is going through right now in our work, in our advocacies and campaigns, in CISLAC, we call names. We call names. We don't paint, we don't speak with two sides of our mouth. We call names. If somebody is doing anti-money laundering, if somebody is corrupt, if somebody diverts government fund that's meant for the public, we call names. If you go to our social media handles, you see them. Almost every day, our ED, our Rasvanjani, speak on anti-corruption and transparency in Nigeria. And our challenge is the judiciary. Our challenge is the judiciary. If we want the judiciary to be independent, if the judiciary are independent, it will help us to get results. It will help Nigerians to believe in the government of the day. But if the judiciaries are being pampered and being painted and being, how will I put it, are being pocketed. So it's just a pity for the citizens. So we want the judiciary to be independent. Once they are independent, they should pass their judgment. Whatever governor that has been charged, let the governor face the charges and send them to Kirikiri. So if we have examples like this, people will be scared to divert government funds. People will be scared in trying to do things that are not part of the budget. So we feel that it is high time for Mr. President to ensure that his cabinet are being independent in carrying out their functions and their duties. So for more
the benefits of taxes. Witnessed anyway, the ones, just give us the records of those that are actually.
For Cross River State, we can see most benefits because, and even in Lagos, and even in Rivers, and even in Anambra State here, there are more roads, there are schools, and security, even in FCT. Before now, the FCT that I live, we have issues of kidnappers here and there. But with the taxes that are being paid, the minister having its own, the fund that has been shifted from the TSA. So now the minister now able to put more money with the security. So we have more security and students are now getting more scholarship. So that is also helping, and we want more in healthcare system. We want more in agricultural facilities. We also want more in the markets. Let there be sanitary, let there be fire service, let there be water, let there be light. And also, we need industries for our country. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I would say thank you for your time being here, talking about Ayo Omowu, Senior Program Officer, Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center. That's talking about CISLAC. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, sir.
And Gochi Ihe Arike. Okay, Ihe Arike. Well, Executive Director, Social and Integral Development Center, SIDEC. Thank you so much for being here, Ugochi.
Thank you, Ajulejugo, for having me. Thank you, Anambra. I hope we are good.
Yeah, we are good, but then don't forget your poster for the next election. I want to see you.
Oh my God.
On that note, on that light note, to say thank you so much for keeping a date with us on ABS Good Morning Anambra. The next we have for you is Catch the Bus. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.